Hello YouTube friends, and welcome to a practice with me, Cat Meffan. So this is yoga for grief, and I don't know if I'll make it through this video without crying. I also don't know when is an appropriate time to film a video like this. Do you film it when you're going through it? Because then what you're teaching is just so authentically true, or is it really unprofessional to show up in the state that I am in today? And we do strange things when we grieve. You know, sitting here in front of a camera and filming would seem such an odd thing to do for so many people, but I suppose we all cope and move through the days in whatever way we can. So, I want to start by saying that if you spend the next 20 to 30 minutes just laying on your mat crying, then that is the yoga for grief that you needed today. If you're looking for a practice to take you out of your grief and to help you avoid your grief, then this is not the practice for you, because we're just going to be slowing down and feeling the feels and really just honoring whatever is alive. So if you're looking for a way to avoid the grief, firstly, I'd say ask yourself maybe why, but it's okay because sometimes we don't want to feel it. And maybe find another one of my practices to do. But this practice is going to be an emotional one. This practice is also in dedication to my dog Simba, who lots of you will remember from my videos. He would sit next to me when I first started this channel a long, long time ago. And just before his 8th birthday, he took a real turn and was rushed to the emergency vet with my ex-partner. He doesn't live with me anymore. And they did everything they could, and he very sadly passed. So this video is for him. And we will be here in our grief, whatever it is that you're going through. If anything, maybe this video could just provide you a little solace to not feel alone. The more I talk, the more I think this video should never make it onto YouTube, but we'll see how we get on. So, I'm going to be teary and snuffly by the end of it, but I really hope that we can just breathe together, be together, feel less alone together, and if anything, just to take some time to slow down and to breathe. So, I would recommend having a bolster or some cushions, blanket, baggy clothes. We're not going to be doing a huge amount of movement. Well, we might be doing a bit. Well, I have no idea as to how this is going to go, by the way, this practice. Those of you, if this is your first time practicing with me, please don't judge my teaching based on this class. Do some others with me. This is going to be a very much an intuitively led practice, feeling how I am feeling, and maybe it will work and be there for some of you as well. So let's just come to seated, and we're going to place just one hand on the heart space. Close down the eyes, and just really gently stroke, massage that heart space. Just sending your energy here. Sending your warmth here, sending your love back into you, back into your heart. This part of you that feels possibly a little bit broken right now. And we have to remind ourselves that grief is just love looking for somewhere to go. We feel grief so intensely because we've loved so intensely. So we bring that energy back into our own heart now. Let's take 3 just releasing breaths here. And we'll be doing these breaths a lot, and you can add these in many times as you want. And we'll just take a breath in through the nose. And we'll gently sigh it out. And again, breathing in. And breathing out. And last one, breathing in. And then just letting it go. And even just slowing down that breath, we maybe notice emotions, feelings, sensations rising to the surface. And we trust that we're in a safe space. We're in a space where we can find release, where we can be able to let go. And that's not to say to let go of many memories, but just to let go of some emotion here. Bringing the body into softness. Let's just start to roll the shoulders back. And then rolling those shoulders forwards. And then slowly dropping chin down to chest. And starting to roll the head around. Both sides. Slowly, gently. And then bringing the head all the way up through neutral. Interlace the hands behind the head and just let the head drop back, just gently opening through the throat. Probably feeling really tight in the throat, in the sinuses as well. Especially if that grief is really, really fresh. Feeling maybe those tears, maybe all of that energy rising to the surface. So just letting the throat have a moment to open. And then coming all the way back through center. And you can stay in a cross-legged position, or you can bring yourself into a kneeling position. You can have a block down by the side of you here if you don't want to have to reach down too far. I'm going to take the right hand onto the block and then reach the left arm up and over. We just want to create space today. Create a bit of space for all of the intensity, the magnitude of the feelings and the emotions. Let's just create some space for it. Coming all the way through center. And then taking it over to the other side, sweeping the right arm all the way up. And then reaching over. And then coming all the way back through center. And we're just going to come onto all fours and just finding some really gentle somatic movement here today. So it could be a cat-cow. It might be a little more than that. Just really slowly, like so slowly, so gently. Maybe you start to find a little sway side to side. It could be circles. It could be forwards and backwards. I'm going to be doing this for about 10 breaths. Five more breaths here, just to explore. And then slowly starting to drop the bottom all the way back to the heels. And we'll take an inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, left arm forwards, right arm back, finding a twist. And just inhale as you find a little bit of length. And then exhale, twist. Really gently coming all the way through center. Let's reach the arms all the way up again, breathing in, and then right arm forwards, left arm back, finding a twist. And coming back through center, you're going to walk your hands forwards and come all the way down onto your belly. Nice and slowly, you can take the forehead to the backs of the hands. And just have a little shift of the hips side to side here. And let's push ourselves up to a Sphinx. And we're just going to take the head looking to the right, through center, to the left, center, right, center, left, center. And then just drop chin down, but holding the chest up in your Sphinx. You're going to take the weight into the left arm. Just as you open out through the right side to bring the right knee up, we're going to find half frog here. And you're going to come all the way down onto your chest. You could be on your side as well if that feels nice. You could be on the side of your head. If you can be flat down with your chest, then finding it here. And just close down your eyes. We're going to be here for a little while. Just remembering that every emotion is welcome here. Like I said at the start, if all this practice is a space for you to just cry, release, take a breath, then that's all it needs to be. Having no expectation on yourself here today. No judgment. Only love. Few more breaths here. And then letting that right leg go all the way back down to the mat. And then when you're ready, you'll switch sides. So you can just push up onto that right shoulder if that helped create a bit of space. Bring the left knee up as far as feels good. And then you can come down on the right side of the head, on the shoulder if you want to, or chest flat down. And once again, just closing the eyes and finding this sense of surrender. Just final few breaths here. And then starting again, just to lift yourself all the way up and bringing that left leg back down to the mat. We're going to place our hands underneath the shoulders, push the chest up, and just lift up onto the knees. Come to sit down on your bottom, bringing your bolster in. Now you've got a few options here. I want the idea to be to just curl up into the self, feeling this sense of support through the bolster. And we're going to take a forward fold. So you could place the bolster like this and just rest your head on it and be here. If you're kind of feeling really open here, you can, of course, bring that bolster down onto the legs and take it here. But remember, this is more about just being present and being restorative today. This is less about getting any asanas right, being in a yoga flow or anything like that. So just finding your variation. And you can hug it into the chest if that feels nice. And we're going to spend a couple of minutes here. So finding your position and then taking that hug of the bolster or that lean onto the bolster in any way that feels good for you. And let's just take a releasing breath here together. Inhale and let it go. Be spending a little bit longer here, so just really settling into your body. Any amount of those releasing breaths, completely welcome here. Last few breaths. And when you're ready, just lifting yourself all the way up. Now, I would love to suggest that in a moment, we're going to come into Pigeon. Just be really mindful that if Pigeon is quite an intense position for you, then maybe it's not the right one for you today, but you can use your bolster. So when we come into it, if you've got a bolster or a cushion, you can get up really high on that bolster and you can come into your Pigeon just like this. You can kind of take it as like a bent-legged pigeon, like so. Okay, just really finding as much ease as possible today. So to begin with, we're just going to sit with the right leg out and the left leg bent. So right leg is out long and left leg is bent. And we're going to place the left hand down by the side of us, and we're just going to find a little bit of a connection to breath with quite a simple movement. We're going to inhale, we'll lift the hips and reach the arms up. So we inhale, hips and heart lift, doesn't need to go super far. And then exhale, just bring it back down. We're going to do 4 more like that. So we're going to inhale up and then exhale back down. Again, inhale up. And bring it back down. 2 more, breathing in. And last one. And releasing. We're going to turn ourselves towards that left leg now and find our variation of pigeon. Now remember, you could be sat down in more of this 90-90 position, just with a really slight lean. You could be up on a block or a bolster, or you could be in your full pigeon. But really just checking in, like, what is it that my body, my energy, my emotions, what is it that I'm feeling for here today? And if you find yourself down in quite a low folded pigeon, there's the option here. You could take some undulating breaths, inhale as you lift, exhale as you fold. You could also sweep that right arm underneath the left and take it as a little twisted pigeon here. Knowing that any long holds or just any activation into the hip space can bring up a little bit more emotion for us, as if we're not emotional enough right now. So just being mindful of that, keeping it easeful if you need to. We're going to take another 10 breaths here. And when you feel ready to, you can slowly, if you still need to take a couple more breaths, please do. If you feel ready to, just lifting up away from that pigeon and then opening those legs wide again, this time taking it to the other side. So bending in that right leg. Right hand comes behind. And we're just going to take that sway 5 times with the breath. So from here, we take that inhale as we lift up. Doesn't need to come into anything fancy. Exhale back down. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. And last one. And release it down. We're going to turn into that right side, finding our pigeon. Again, just finding whatever variation can look nothing like a pigeon. Today is all just about whatever it is that you need. Using as many props as you wish to. Finding an inhale, and then maybe rolling forwards. Remember, you've got the option to take some undulating breaths. You can slide an arm underneath, the left arm underneath the right, finding that twist if you want to. And you can just stay in that bowed forward fold position. You're going to have another nice 10 long breaths here. Final couple of breaths here. And then slowly you're going to lift yourself all the way up. And you're going to, if you've got a bolster or some cushions, we're going to roll that bolster down underneath the back. And we're going to take a nice little heart opener here to bring our practice to a close. You could take Supta Baddha Konasana with the feet together and the knees dropping outwards if you want to. And you can allow the body to drop back over your bolster. Head is rested, palms facing upwards. Just surrendering here with this gesture of the palms facing upwards. Surrendering to all of the energy that we're feeling right now, the intensity and the force of it, the heaviness of it. And just if it needs to come out, if you need to release, just knowing that you're safe in this space to do that. And just this gentle activation of the heart. We create a little bit more space for the love that we need, maybe the love that we need to give to others to support them through this time. And as I said before, that grief, just being love, looking for somewhere to go. If you need to ease yourself away from the heart opener at any time, just know that you can come down into a Shavasana if you want to. If you feel really good being here, then the invitation is just to stay here. And we just find time to be with our breath, the life force within us, that gentle rise and fall. And taking a moment of gratitude for yourself. In these times, we feel like we have no strength, we feel weak, we feel completely broken. And yet here you are. You've arrived on your mat today. It doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter if you cried the whole time, if you curled up into a ball the whole time. But let this be the reminder that you are stronger than you think. And time does heal. And however intense it feels right now, it will get better. But as we know, the only way out is through. We need to feel these feelings. Just having the option to stay as you are for as long as you need. If you would like to, you could maybe start to just push yourself all the way up, hugging the knees in. And you can literally wrap both arms around your knees, close your eyes, and just drop the chin down into the knees and just let yourself for a moment unravel. Unravel in whatever the thought, whatever the feeling, and just hold yourself in divine compassion with that unraveling. And we'll just then come just to a comfortable seated position, same as how we started. We'll take both hands onto the heart space. We'll just take 3 big releasing breaths here together, just 3 releasing breaths, finding an inhale. And let it go. Thank you all. And I don't know if this was the practice that you hoped for, but it was the practice that it was. It just was what it was. And if you're somebody that is going through this and you've been part of my channel for a while and you've done videos with Simba in them, then you'll know how special he was. And so thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to leave it there.